Hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Jamie Gnomes, and this is my podcast where I take an adult edible and probably do a lot more things. And then I also just have a really good time and I make a new friend in the world who's a total stranger. Not really like a total stranger, but like a stranger. And my stranger today is Just B, and I bet is that the name we're going to use because you have a lot of names.
Yeah. JusB. I'm cool with that.
Okay, you're like, yeah. Like, what did you say, Jamie? I know, because I say a lot of things like at once. Honestly, like, I feel like I'm gonna have to figure out what the best strain is for the podcast, and then like suggest it to the people.
Yeah, that would
Like,
definitely help.
right, I'll be
What's
like,
your
this is a really great strain. It's gonna make you talkative, and it's really gonna
yeah,
make you feel like you're a part of things. So, just
yeah.
be if you had to like tell us about you and we were in the elevator, but like it's gonna ding in like 5 floors, what are you saying? But it's a
In
really fast
five
elevator.
floors.
You
In
have five
five
floors,
floors,
which is a
yeah.
little
I would
bit. Yeah.
yeah, I would definitely be on the elevator because I'm really not okay with taking stairs, especially when I'm high.
I'm definitely not taking 5 floors of stairs. No.
Not at all. Even if I'm sober.
No. I want to be clear. That's not a requirement to be on my podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely not a thing. But I mean, just me real quick. I'm just a guy. I'm a guy. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm over here just doing my thing. I struggle with mental health. Always have, well, since like the age of 12 or so
Yeah.
until now, and probably forever. Hopefully not. But
I mean,
and I just love media. I love podcasting, and so that's
gosh,
what I
it's
do.
cool.
I manage podcasts.
And I think it's important, like in full disclosure, that Just Be, the way I've only met him so far is that he's going to be the manager of my podcast. And so we've
Hey,
only really spoken as much as like that, right? Like it's been like, hey, what
yeah,
about this? Do you need a picture of this? Also,
right.
I feel like a
How does this look?
nerd in that dress. Yeah. Right. So, but I want to talk to you. So this is really interesting because like you're a man in America struggling with mental health. And right now
Mhm.
I feel like the whole world is ignoring you guys. And I have a degree in psychology, but I don't want to like use it. But I think it's fair when you're talking to people about mental health that you bring that up. That like,
Right.
because I feel like that's a leg up in the game.
Yeah.
I just want to point that out. I mean, it is a 20-year-old degree that I haven't used in a long time.
But you
Uh,
still got it. That's what matters.
but like the fact that like you could say something and then I would say something and I'd be like, well, I don't want to be like in the middle of the conversation. Well, actually, like I just want to be like open with it. Like, hey, FYI, I have a degree in this. I didn't use it. I ended up becoming a kindergarten teacher, but
Oh, okay. That makes
whatever.
sense, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, let's talk
Whatever.
about your mental health. Like, what do you when you say you struggle with mental health? That could mean a lot of things.
Oh man, it definitely does mean a lot of things when it comes to myself, as a matter of fact. But it started with the lack of self love. I always, even though I was like the cool guy growing up, but I still
Yeah.
was, when I came home at night and after all my friends were gone and I look in the mirror, I didn't like what I seen. I wasn't
Well,
that comfortable with myself as everybody else was.
man, and you also like I understand what you're saying because when people like what they see in you and you don't like it, you almost are mad at them. You're like, why would you like that person? I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It was so confusing. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Don't do that.
And well, no, for real. And the thing is, too, is like, well, I mean, I've recently reached self-actualization with my gallbladder surgery. Never, everyone,
Hmm.
follow me on Facebook for more. No, but
No,
for
she's
more
being serious.
disgusting photos. Yeah, it's been a weird. But what I'm saying is like to actually understand that, and especially with men, I think the root of so much mental health is what you said is self-love and just honestly learning to love yourself because it even comes down to your like as a wife of a man who struggles with his mental health and he's super open about it. So I want to be clear on that. But like he says, it's hard because the way I love him unconditionally makes him look at his and same thing. He's like, why would you love me? Like, what is it? And he's always trying to figure out
Yeah,
he wants to
yeah.
live up to what I love.
Yeah, so and you know what it is? It's not really, and this is just my opinion. I don't feel like he's trying to. Maybe it's not him trying to live up to what you love, but what he feels that you love. You
Right.
know what I
He's
mean?
trying to live up to what he would deem worthy of love
Yeah,
from that,
yeah.
because
So
he, and it's so weird. Yeah.
yeah, so I tend to do that sometimes, honestly. You know?
And I think we,
Yeah, no matter how much I love, it's like I feel like I'm not loving you enough. Cause it's like, why me?
right. And
You
I think
know?
that's really it. Why did you pick, and he's asked that question to me before, but like, why did you pick me? And I'm like, well,
Mhm.
because I just love you. Like, and he's like, it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm like, then you've got to learn to love yourself. And I think it's hard, especially like in loving relationships, whenever you start to go through these like things, is because we're adults trying to figure this stuff out now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and you're like, I know you're my person, but man, I got to go figure out some shit, like
Yeah,
it's
it's like
hard.
I know you're my person, but where did you come from? How did you get here? It's like
Yeah.
maybe like we didn't expect them to come when they did. Like what the hell? Oh, I knew you were coming
Well,
one day. I just didn't know when.
yeah. You know, it's funny that you say that because my husband and I have a significant age difference. And he
Mm,
was like 20 and I was 34. So, like, it was not the time for him to fall madly in love with a woman for the rest of his life. But what do you do? Like, what do you do when you meet them and you're like, do I wait? I don't know.
right. Do you let it pass or? So no, I could definitely understand that. But man, I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest. I've been the older to the younger. You know what I mean? That sounds,
Yeah.
don't take that the wrong way, podcast world.
I know. You know
But
what though?
you know, it
You've
has
been the
been an age
December
difference.
to the May. The December to the May is how we call
Yeah,
it. That's the
yeah.
proper way we
You
say
know,
these speech.
yeah.
Yes.
It's been a little age difference.
I think one of the hardest things for him was understanding that I would treat him as an equal. And ask him,
Mm,
like, when I'm like, well, what do you think? Like, and he's like, well, like, you have more experience and you're smart. And I'm like, yes, but
right,
like, you're here because I value your opinion and you're intelligent. And like, have I existed on the planet longer than you? The answer is yes, obviously.
right.
But that doesn't make me like understand this particular concept better than he does. I mean, the
Okay,
entire world
yeah,
of money is a joke to me. So, you know, like
right.
the
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know,
like
and I've spoken and said that to different people as well before. Like, hey, even though you've been here longer, I've been through some shit. And
that's
this
the other
shit,
thing.
you know?
I
I've
kind of
been,
grew up in a little like fairy tale household, and he grew up with like two immigrant parents that didn't speak a lot of English. So, you know what? So, maybe I grew up in a different time of my life than I don't know, but I just
yeah,
know
it's
that
two
there are
different worlds.
times, yeah, and there are times where he's just way smarter about something than I am. But there are also times, like for example, I literally taught kindergarten. So when it comes to raising children, I would probably defer to be like, like I'm going to be the first hit. And if
Right,
he's like, I feel like that's a really bad idea, we're still going to talk about it. But like, it's the same thing. If like you're the president of, you're not like an expert, you just build a
right,
cabinet of experts. Yeah. Like which one are we
right,
better
right.
at? And I
Yeah,
think
that's the smart thing. That's good business.
yeah, and that's what's hard. I mean, I don't know if do you run businesses with your wife? Is that something you do at all?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
we do. I mean,
Ooh,
the
right?
company under the hood, we own that
Yeah.
together. So yeah, shit. But it goes down.
Man, and
I mean, we have a good time and we bicker and all of that good and all of those good things. But we run businesses and we hire people. We hire other experts because we do more than
yes.
just podcasting. So yes,
And
I'm the expert in podcasting, but we have other things. So we just hire the experts and shit. They're
yeah,
hella
and
smarter than us when it comes
man,
to those things.
it's funny because like, I mean, literally I'm sitting here and I'm an expert in social media. That's a known fact, whatever. But when it comes to this podcasting world, I'm literally like just at Just B's whims. I'm like, tell me what to do because I'm like, especially being an expert, like in the online world like this, you're kind of expected to be like honestly, not even the jack of all trades, but the master of all trades. And so people are always surprised, like, when they have a hole, and I'm like, no, I'm bad at Instagram. So I would just completely let someone else take that over for me.
Yeah. And that's me. I prefer Facebook.
Same.
Facebook is for the OG influencers.
The OG influence. I told you, OG bloggers. I think Facebook is actually the best UI of all of them, though. Like the rest of them, it's almost like you've got it. They specifically built them so that there's a learning curve to like use it. It's almost like that way our parents can't use it. Whereas Facebook is like, grandma can use this and grandma's grandma can use this. It's all going to be fine. Literally. But it's so much. It's the only place that you can drop a video and a photo and just write some text and also talk back and forth, and it all still just stays there and exists. I think it's going to make a comeback. I think it's going to make a comeback.
Yeah, I feel like if they maybe it's the layout. Maybe the new gens are like they like the layout or prefer the layout on the Instagrams and the Twitters and the TikToks.
So, but you know what's interesting though? I have an 18-year-old daughter, and so all of her friends just went to college, right?
Okay.
Every single one of them has now friended me on Facebook. Recently. Oh, wow. That like, and I mean, they didn't have Facebooks until they got to college. So I don't know what's going on at college right now that Facebook matters, but legitimately they're starting to they're responding and posting. And it's weird because I'm like, you're an adult now. I don't know how to treat you anymore. I've never been in this position. Yeah. So I don't really know what to do.
This is new. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there's somebody else that's around that you could probably ask, hey, how do I respond to this?
Well, so it's even weird. As a kindergarten teacher, I had a girl find me on TikTok. Like she was in my class.
In kindergarten?
Yes. And
how the hell did you respond to that?
And she was like, oh my God. And I was Slack then. And she was like, oh my God, Miss Slack, I love you. And I've missed you so much. You changed my life. And of course I'm like, well, I'm glad. But so that's weird. But also, even as an adult, I think we have to remember we have the responsibility, I guess, to Sherpa them online. I think it's cool that when you're talking about mental health like you are, because the kids are doing that.
Yeah.
Online.
And they like it.
I mean, they started it. TikTok is them just talking about what's going on in their heads.
Yeah. And there'll be some crazy ass videos on there too.
How do you feel about TikTok? As a man who struggles and just as a man in general, my husband has opinions, but I'm curious about how do you feel about TikTok?
Now, TikTok is fucking crazy. You know what? But it's fun and it's enjoyable. So I don't spend as much time on TikTok as my peers does. But when I do go on it, I find myself, I'll be on it. I'm binge watching videos over and over and over. And the way I watch videos is I create videos, so I can't even watch them normally, a normal person, to enjoy it. I watch it to critique it.
Same.
and I hate that part.
On TikTok, though, it's you don't care that it's bad. It's fine, whatever. I don't care that you recorded this in your car. And it's even weird too, because different stuff, people are looking at different stuff on Facebook than TikTok, but then also they all look at the same stuff. I don't know. It's a whole world.
Yeah. Now I don't like my daughter. She's 5. I don't like her to always be on TikTok for hours and hours and hours and hours. And some of the videos that come up in the algorithm, doesn't always quite be appropriate. But I mean, then again,
how do you feel about YouTube Kids though? Instead, have you looked at YouTube Kids? I'm curious because I know YouTube's put in millions of dollars on this, probably billions, trying to make safe place. Yeah.
So we've put her onto the YouTube Kids before. But kids are adapting to this technology so fast,
right?
That she knows how to get it off, and then and then go back to the regular thing. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was
They
watching a
seem
6-year-old.
uninterested or not as interested in the YouTube kids versus the regular YouTube.
Do you think it's okay? So is it just vertical video versus horizontal video? You think? Because the YouTube Kids doesn't really have shorts per se, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a little talk about it. Yeah, I'm curious.
It may be because it reminds them of or it's probably easier. No, I wouldn't even say. I don't know. Her phone is big as hell. She can't really hold it regardless anyway. I'm thinking maybe comfortability. I don't know.
But
maybe it is the up and down.
Because that's how when they talk to grandma, it's up and down, right?
Yeah, it's definitely up and down.
So I wonder if because it's like the same machine where they're like speaking to their relatives and things like that, and they interact with it so much, I wonder if they feel like they're interacting with Bluey or whatever.
Right. With Bluey.
What's really
Papa Tom.
Oh my
Papa
God.
Tom.
I mean, this is going to be a weird generation because they're being raised by a generation really that has always been on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weird is raising the weirds.
It's good. I mean, it's just really interesting because I mean, I'm of the age where literally we were one of the first in town to get a computer, like that kind of thing. You know? I'm not even shitting you. Literally, it happened.
Yeah. So I was close to that age. You know, my computer didn't even have color.
Oh, right.
You know?
I remember when I got 3 colors. It was really sweet.
Yeah, I do remember. You remember the Macs with the
had Macs? Yes.
With the colorful big back.
I want to be very clear.
Lime green big back Mac. Oh my God, those were the best.
I fully own the rose gold iMac now because inner child Jamie wanted that hot pink bubble iMac. God, that thing was so cool.
God. Oh my God.
How was it translucent? How did they know? How did they make it like that? Man, you know what? I think that actually that computer is have you heard about the man's Roman or the Roman Empire thing? Have you heard that?
No.
Okay, so they say that how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Me?
Yeah,
Myself?
truthfully, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Maybe twice every year or something.
Okay, that's insane to women. It's actually, they say that men actually, when they start thinking about now, you're going to realize it's more often than that because women never think about the Roman Empire. We're thinking about other stuff. But the fact that in your life, there's a moment where you're like, fucking Roman Empire, whatever it is, that never happens to us.
Start imagining ourselves in it and shit.
So my husband actually said something similar. He goes, what I'm thinking about is all the shit they screwed up and all the technology we could have kept. He's like, if I'd have been involved, we'd still have that shit. So I think you all think... No, I think all men think that if they were in charge, they could have saved the fall of Rome.
We could have saved,
That's what I think it is.
We could have saved everything. That's how we do think. We feel like we have magical power and insight to shit that already happened hundreds of thousands of years ago.
And you know what, though? You do. It's called science.
Right. We have developed.
Science we don't understand yet, guys. That's how that works. So okay.
Oh my God.
So when you're thinking about the Roman Empire, you're sitting around, you're thinking about it. What do you want to do about it? What would you do to fix it?
Me, I don't know. I don't get that deep into it. You know what I really think about when I imagine the Roman Empire?
What?
I just visualize it itself. What would it be like if it was the future now?
That's exactly that's really what Kevin was saying. He was legitimately saying man, if we still had that, man, we screwed up there. And you have to wonder, are we screwing up right now? And I wonder if men's mental health isn't keeping us See, this is the tie-in. You guys don't have enough self-love right now to believe like that you're right about what's getting screwed up to fix it. See, I brought
that
it
was
full
slick.
circle. Like, yeah,
That was
I
slick.
know.
That was slick. Okay.
I mean,
okay,
it's my first podcast, people, but like, well, and it's my first podcast, but do I have over 10,000 hours of live video in which I sold clothing to people? Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh my gosh.
It's a weird time in my life. Like sometimes I'm like, I can't believe that literally I would just get home, or I would just like, Hallie would get home from school and I would leave her with my cousin and I would just go sell clothes all evening to women. And they were really cool women, by the way. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what we have a mutual friend, Chanel. Like we'll tag her in this stuff because she's cool as hell. Yeah, she's cool as hell. That's how we know each other. Chanel and I met that way. Yeah, she's really cool. Man, and I barely know her too.
Oh, what's really well, I can't wait to work with her.
Oh, she's like, she is hot. You know how like some girls are like, man, that girl's sexy. No, and I mean, you're married, so you can't say anything, but I'll just say it for you. I'm not in it. Yeah, you're not in it right now. But I just want to say that Chanel, like, if this girl is like, I want to be on your team, you're like, yeah, I'm on the team that we should all be on. Like that girl, that's the kind of girl this is. You want to be on her team. That's what I'm saying. That's all. You just want to be on the same team.
Shout out Chanel. I'm on her team.
I know. All of us are on our team. We can't help. You just can't help. You know how some people you're like, God, you're cool, like that.
Yeah.
I love cool people.
No, that is awesome. You know, when I do love when I meet people like that. But in Vegas, you don't. I don't know. You got to really get out past the Strip and stuff to meet cool people.
So is the Strip weird, like to like someone who lives there? Because I've literally only been like to the Strip and then also like on a hike. You know what I'm saying? Like only tourism. I actually got married there one time, but that didn't last. But anyway,
me too. It didn't either. But yeah, no, it is so. It just didn't.
Well,
and I got married on the Strip. It was crazy.
Same. Wait, where did you get married?
But I got married on the Strip again. And that's my current marriage.
All right. I got married at the Flamingo.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I've literally got, I'm a big Flamingo fan. So the joke was I got married at the Flamingo. Like that was the thing. It was gorgeous. It was like stupid pretty. Like it was a garden with flamingos in it. It was so cool. But and then
you guys were all in there in the Flamingo.
Oh yeah. The second time I got married though, we literally got married in a courthouse and I was like just wearing a dress I liked. And honestly, it was my daughter was there and it's probably one of my favorite moments of all time. So
awesome.
Tell me about your second marriage. So you've been where did you get married on the Strip?
So the first time, oh, you know what? It was just off the Strip. So for the tourists, when they come to Vegas, the Strip in downtown is kind of like the same thing to them.
Right.
But it's separate for us. So at the very end of downtown, no, I'm lying. I'm lying. The first one, we got married at a church.
To be fair, remember the name of the podcast is Hi. It's nice to meet you. So you're okay. We're good. We got this.
I'm gummied up. But the first one was at a church. The second one was off the Strip.
Okay.
At the Little White Chapel. Yeah.
White Chapel. Okay, that's like Elvis. A famous place. You got married by Elvis.
By Elvis.
So Kevin and I renewed our vows like in Jamaica at sunset. And so I feel like that's like super like cliche. So I feel like we should renew our vows in every cliche place on the planet. So like that's one, right? Like we should do Little White Chapel. Like because literally in Jamaica at sunset, oh come on, right? Total like ridiculous.
I mean that's like
Yeah, so same thing. I'm like, I mean, and it was very cute and I love it. But yeah, so this is my new plan in life. I'm gonna let him know.
The Little White Chapel would definitely work. But just, that's go that far on the Strip, If you go on the Strip, just hang out a little bit, party a little bit, and go back to your room.
Go back.
Because it's crazy.
Where do you think, like, if you're a tourist, if you were telling me, like, okay, because you live in, I live in a vacation spot, so I can do this, but, like, you live in a vacation spot. Tell me
Yeah.
exactly what I have 24 hours in Vegas. I want to do some touristy shit, but I also don't want to stand in line and I want to have like an awesome time. I want to feel like I went to Vegas, but I don't want to feel like I got hosed in Vegas. What do I do?
Got you. Let me see.
Okay.
Well, when you get there, I mean, you can actually go on the strip when you first get there, you know,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then walk through like City Center or something like that. That way you can hit like the fancy luxury stores, all of that good. I like all of those stores. You know, you'll
Right.
pass by some good eats places and things like that. A couple roller coasters, some great bars, and then
When
get
you
your ass
say
off the
good
strip.
eats place, where am I eating? Where am I eating? Come on, tell me.
Ooh, I would say, when I'm down there, I'm a seafood guy, so
Okay.
I like hot and juicies. That Hawaii just opened up. They brought Zippies out here. Definitely gotta
Really?
go check that out. Yes. I don't know if you
Okay.
know. Yeah,
No, I
you
don't know
know.
anything about Zippies. Teach me about
Yeah,
Zippies.
it's amazing. It's a Hawaiian place, guys. It's just real, what they call it, authentic Hawaiian food. It's amazing. If you love that type of food, go there and check it out.
I just really love flavorful chicken. Do they have flavorful chicken?
More fish and stuff like that.
Okay.
But
that means I can get chicken.
Do you
If
like
they have
jerk
fish,
chicken?
I love jerk chicken actually. I actually tried
Oh my
to convince
God.
Arby's that their next sandwich needs to be a jerk sandwich just so that I can go to Arby's and have a trip to Jamaica with Arby's. Because they took me I did like a Arby's hike with them in Denver, Colorado. So now I want to go I'm like, yo, that was up the street. Let's go somewhere cool.
I just did jerk chicken for the first time.
Yeah. How do you
about
feel?
a month ago at this place called Big Jerk, and it was amazing.
Big Jerk?
I didn't even want to leave, but it was $17 for 3 wings.
I mean,
but it was amazing.
I'm all about the perfect
amazing.
bite. I just want to have that bite that I'm never going to forget. I don't want to eat it until I throw up. I just want to have the bite that I'm like, this bite is the most glorious bite. So you say this is the place. Yeah. I'm going to try it. Big Jerk.
My God.
That's a little bit of an innuendo. Small innuendo or a big innuendo, I guess. Okay.
But it's amazing.
Apologies to Big Jerk, but it's on you guys, Big Jerk. I feel like you've created this. Man, I'm getting a lot of recommendations. I feel like I have to take a trip to Vegas now. I haven't been.
You got to come on down to Vegas. Do you like fast cars?
My husband loves fast cars, actually. That's like his whole life. He loves fast cars.
He can come down here.
I like fast cars. I like that my husband likes fast cars. There we go.
Awesome. Well, there's a place you guys can hit when you come down here. You can drive the fast cars. They have everything. The Aston Martins, the Ferraris, the Maseratis, everything. Jaguars, you name it, they have it. The R8s, the Audis. You'll love it.
So we rented an R8 last year when we stayed in San Francisco. We were there for literally less than 24 hours, and that's the only reason it was like my daughter's birthday present to fly a friend out, and we had to fly back, and I was like, I was able to get Kevin like a cheap flight with me. We were there less than 24 hours. So we were like, what can we do? And we decided we rented this R8 and we drove up the coast. It was like, it was iconic. It was like, but I mean, it was so stupid. It was so stupid. Literally, we drove it through San Francisco, and a guy his wife had to grab him and like pull him back on the sidewalk. He was like almost so dead. She was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Holy shit! Yeah, that would have been me.
It was cool. Yeah.
What color did you have?
It was gray. It was like this beautiful. It wasn't that Nardo gray. I want to say it was before the Nardo gray. It was still like that dusty. Oh, I told him, I'm like, so right now he drives like an RCF Fuji edition, and it's really cool. It's a Lexus, but I think we need to trade it in for this R8 because I'm really fingers crossed that this podcast goes well. Because man, I want to run an R8.
Yeah,
dude, so one time I was like, we were at a car show. Speaking of R8, I have to tell you the story. And this old guy was like, "Oh my gosh, your car is so cool." Literally, he was like, they make luggage that you could just fit right here in the trunk. It's custom. I could get you a set. And my husband walks up and he's like, literally, I think this might be the only time she's ever thought about leaving.
Wow.
I was like, it was blue, and I love blue. I was like, is it? I go, it is blue. He goes, I know, get in the car.
Wow.
But it was like, because all of his friends are always at the car shows, but it was so funny. The guy was like, and it was bold, man. I was like, bro, my husband is literally 3 cars over. I shot him the signal of like, get your ass over here right now and save me, you know? And that's what he do, you know? Like, we have signals in that. And that's when he came over and like figured out what was going on. He's like, hey, buddy, what the fuck?
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving by.
I was like, look, buddy. I was like, did you not? He's like, I'm going to be honest for a second. I was like, I mean, I don't blame her. I was like, yeah, as long as you get it, honey, as long as you get it. So, yeah.
Oh my freaking God. That is great.
You know what I just realized about this podcast? We could have people like listen to the actual recording of it, and then it could like become is that a thing? Do people do that?
To listen to the actual podcast?
No, as it's being recorded, we could invite people to just like hang out and chat in a little chat room. That's a thing.
Oh, you can do that on here? Is that a thing on this program?
Yeah.
Oh, see, you can see more.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know I need to like, after this, I need to like make you an admin or something just so you can play with
monetization.
Really cool. No. We're doing really great. This is what happens when your podcast host was diagnosed with late ADHD. So, okay, I want to know. I feel like we've really gotten off track, by the way. But like, so you feel like you're in a good place with your mental health. But like, I want to know, like, what did you do to fix it? Like, I mean, and I don't want to say fix. This is really, I want to be like careful here because this is a really like touchy thing to say. Nobody's, hey, thanks, I'm cured, you know? But like, how do you feel like you're managing your own mental health right now in a way that feels healthy and comfortable to you? Ooh, definitely that one. Yeah.
That was a great question. I write that one down.
Yo.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the podcasting. Literally. I wasn't really able to control it, I want to say control it. That sounds crazy. I was able to decompress a little better and just cope with it a little better once I turned about 35. Let's say that. That's when I really got heavy into podcasting and everything about podcasting. I don't know what it is, but the amount of focus that it takes me, and that I love to give to podcasting, it literally just helps. When I'm doing this, I'm good. And when I'm not, that's when things get a little shaky.
Yeah, okay, I hear you because it's really hard for me not to be in this way chatting with people. COVID was really hard because I didn't have one-on-one time with people beyond the people in my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that I'm necessarily an extrovert. Like, I'm more of like kind of go back and forth, but I understand what you're saying. Like, just that even just the act of like editing podcasts and making it feel good, and the way there's like this like flow to make it build, and then also just the actual like meat of the podcast and the getting to know people. That's going to be the thing for me. Is that I already know.
Yeah, like, I love talking to people. There's something about it. You know, I just like to communicate with people. When I'm out and about and I'm in the world and, you know, doing my meeting, you know, doing my business stuff, I just love talking to people. I hate to be in a room full of people and nobody's saying anything.
I don't even know.
I have to talk.
Do you feel like that's a post-COVID thing? I kind of do. Like, we used to be more willing to like chat like table to table and stuff like that.
Right.
And now it's almost like, wait, that's your space and this is my space. Like, I don't know. Like,
6 feet,
Yeah.
measuring it and shit. Like, that's weird.
Like we got our
Yeah,
fun noodles and stuff out again.
COVID changed people's mindset about a lot of things. Like, it made us more unnormal. You know, it's like, what? Now we barely was already talking to each other because of differences just in the world. But now we're really not communicating. It was funny. I was at home, and it was myself, my wife, my daughter, and our friend. And we were all in the living room. The TV was off, or like the Roku screen was up or something. And then we were just all on our phones, all at the same time in the same room.
Man.
Nothing. Called our friend. Yeah, you can come over, girl. Come hang out. She came over and we was just all on the phones. On our own phones, though. Not paying no attention to each other. I said, this is crazy.
What? And it's so weird, too, because at the same time, it's really nice to be able to sit like with your significant other sometimes and just play on your phone and watch what you want to watch while they watch what they want, whatever. But then also it's like there's that parallel time that you're talking about, but then there's also the one-on-one time, and we need to make really sure that both of those times are happening. Like, it's okay that if you love parallel play, like that's actually what you would call it. Like if we were children, it would be called parallel play, where you're playing blocks and I'm playing Legos, but we're technically playing together. So that's what playing on the phone is. But then but that's not playing. That is not playing when we are both playing Lincoln Logs together to build something. That's totally different kind of playing. Right. And it's really important that we build Lincoln Logs especially with our significant others, but also other people that are friends.
Exactly. So I feel like that's what we're missing. We're missing the Lincoln Logs. The Lincoln Logs with in the world. You know, and everything is just so like head in the screen. Focus, and I mean, I love technology, so I get it.
I know it's hard. I know. I feel
get
like
it, but then as a family, man, it's like shit. We have to communicate. Like, we have to touch each other, and and be human. Right. Like, shit.
We have to touch each other and be human. I love that, though, because that's so like true. And I mean, especially with our kids, and it's hard because my daughter's now doesn't live here. So at night, I don't give her a hug and tell her I love her. I tell her via FaceTime. It's really weird not to hug your kid. I mean, and she's an adult, and like she's doing what she's supposed to be doing. And I see her probably more than I should, just because I'm ridiculous. But it's just really weird not to hug her, and I don't want to be like, savor that time, because sometimes you just can't fucking savor that time. Like, sometimes you're looking at the clock and you're like, holy shit, it's 8:37 and they go to bed at 9. And like, if I can literally just count to how many thousand do I need to count to before they're in bed, and that's okay. Right. Yeah. Like, that's okay. And I think, like, I don't think we're saying that enough, because, like, I love the fuck out of my daughter. She's the coolest person in the world. But, like, sometimes I'm like, literally, I don't care at all about that band and that boy and that, you know what I'm saying? And you're just like, I'm like, of course you guys.
Talk to me.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. And so, and then, like, but you also want to encourage them, and that's okay too. So yeah.
True. It's just life. We're gonna go through it. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be ups, downs, arounds. Shit's gonna repeat, but it's all good. It's all worth it.
Well, and
she's doing exactly what she said. Like you said, that's cool.
I think the big thing is, like, all we got to try to do is break like one generational curse every. That's it.
That's just the one.
Pick your poison and say, and I mean, I picked a big one. I'm not going to lie. I married the black man and I was living in the South. So I broke a generational curse, my friends. But I'm not saying they all have to be that big. Like, maybe they're smaller than that, and that's okay. I just think but like, just pick one and say, I'm going to make the next generation not have to deal with this generation's bullshit in this moment. That's it.
Yeah.
And man, doesn't that make it easier?
Life would be that much easier, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, doesn't that make it easier when, I like it. So, okay, if you could tell the whole world now, we just rode in the elevator, but like the elevator just dinged and like you're about to jump out of the elevator but you really, 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 really want me to like listen to you. What are you going to say to me right now before I'm about to push my button?
Yo, what's good? It's your boy, JusB. Can I ask you a question? How you feeling today? You feeling good? That's amazing. But if you wasn't, I would definitely motivate you to do that. Because all I want you to do is focus on 3 things. I want you to focus on smiling 1 time a day, or making somebody smile. Laugh 1 time a day, or make somebody laugh. And most importantly, motivate somebody and make sure that you feel motivated at least 1 time a day, and that'll change your life. That's all I would say.
Yeah, that made me feel all like happy in my tummy. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but like I personally right now am motivated. So if you're not motivated, then you just need to listen to that 3 times. And you actually need to pay attention to what he said. That was actually some good stuff because it was simple stuff to do that was free.
Yeah.
I love when, like, if you I'm all about right now simplification. So like, yeah, it's simple and it's free. Like that's what you just gave us. That's really cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and thank you for allowing me to. That's the intro of my show, by the way.
Is it really? That's cute.
It
Okay,
really is.
so like that's the whole podcast, right? We did it.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening to my first podcast. I'm feeling pretty good about it, but I hope that you're still feeling pretty good about it too. Definitely just remember that I love you. Hugs and bubbles. Have a nice day and watch out for the big yellow chicken.